Good morning, children. Today we will do the next chapter, The Girl Who Hated Books. This story is written by Manjusha Pavagi. She was children's author and their books were translated into more than a dozen languages. The story is about a girl who is born in a family of bookworms, surrounded by books everywhere, even at unusual places in the house. And you will find in the story that her name was Meena, and in Sanskrit, Meena means fish, and Meena have no knowledge about that. She was very disturbed about the books because Meena is the only one in the family who hate books in any way. She does not like books. She was very fed up with the books. As you can see that she doesn't want to read any book more. And she there were books all the way and all sorts of places where books are. Sort means types of all types of places she can see the more and more and more books. So there were books in rows and desks in cupboard and chests. There were books everywhere in the drawers, desks, almirahs, and in the long boxes. Here, chest means beta long boxes. The sofa, stairs, fireplace, and stacked. Stacked means hota hai beta when we have to pile up the one thing with the others. And her parents were very conscious about the books. So they were in the habit of bringing more and more books in the house. Mostly they order the books, they order and they borrow the books from the catalogs. But a catalog here means a list of the things it is in where we can search, or they read at the breakfast, lunch, dinner. At every time they try to read the book. But when they ask their daughter that she should read, so she has a same dialogue that I don't like books, because she does not like to read the books and she does not want to read even that. There were only one person who hated books more than Meena was her cat. And here probably means most likely to, and that was her cat Max. And the name of her cat was Max. And she was a kitten. And when she was kitten means better when she was very small, Atlas. Atlas means a book of maps had fallen on his tail, and after that she was very scared and she does not want to go near the books, and it had bent the tip. Bent here means better curved. It had curved his tip, and from that he tries to stay away from the books. One morning, Meena moved all the books. One morning, Meena called out all the books, and she called the Max for breakfast. But she did not come. She wondered why, what happened, and then she was looked everywhere in the house. She was very worried because she loved her very much. Firstly, she observed that she climbed onto a stack hota hai beta pile of objects, and then she opened the fridge and a pile of magazines, and she wanted to get the milk, so she poured some milk on herself also. She called Max many times that breakfast is ready. Now you can take breakfast, but she did not come. She tried many times. Suddenly, she was very worried about that. And she wondered here means beta, she wanted to know that where she can be. She looked her in the bathroom and behind the washing machine dryer, but she could not find her. So then suddenly she heard a loud meow, the sound of cat, and she ran into the dining room, and he was stuck on the top of the books. And stuck here means beta caught. She find them into the pile of books. Meena started climbing the pile of books to rescue her because she loved her and she does not want to that she gets hurt by any book. So she asked Max that, don't worry, I will rescue you. I will rescue here means save you. I will help you. So she started to climb the pile of books. At first it was easy because there were some only picture books and she can easily climbed up on that. But after that it was very tough, and her she lost her balance and book fell, and strange thing begins to happen. She was very worried about that, and all the books fell uh, by on her, and she was very worried about it, and all the books were falling on them, and it was very risky for her. So Meena was very worried about that. So there were princes and princess, fairies and frogs, and in the when the books fall down, there were princesses, fairies, frogs, wolf, giraffe, and a troll were appearing before him. Troll here means beta an ugly creature like a giant. There were elephants, emperors, and so many monkeys twisted up in themselves. Twisted means beta to go upward. So she was very worried when she saw lots of creatures. She was very worried, but most of them were rabbits falling this way and that way. But mostly animals were the rabbits, and she loved rabbits, and she was very happy. And she was very happy. She tried go back, but no one listened. She was very scared. Suddenly, an idea came into her mind. So, what should she do? She picked up a book, and she thought that books were full of words, not rabbits, because she had no idea that there can be animals in the books. So, she could not recognize the dining room at all. But she recognize here means to know someone. She was not able to recognize. And when she saw the different animals, there was an elephant. It was balancing on a coffee table, and it was jungling. It was moving up and down on the china, and the monkeys had torn the curtains, and they were using them as caps. Caps means sleeveless shorts type like that, and all the rabbits were nibbling on the table legs. Nibbling means taking small bites, and they were trying to eat that. Meena tried to say that go back, but there was no idea that they will go. She grabbed the rabbit and tried to fill it, tried to stuff him in a cookbook, but she was very worried. She was very scared, and she twisted out of Mina's hand and ran away. She tried to put it in the book, but she was not successful. So Mina said that I don't know who goes in which book, and Mina had no idea that which animal will go in which book. She thought for a while. She thought that I will go to everyone and ask them where they belong. So she started to fill all the animals in their proper place. But she was not aware about that. So, from one book, she asked, "What is this?" "This is A for aardvark." Animals were very angry. Then she had another idea. She picked the book and she started to read. And when she read that once upon a time in a land far away, slowly all the animals stopped jumping and stopped talking. They came closer to her. They were all the sitting in a circle shape and they were trying to listen to her. When Meena reached on the next page, the cats in the circle jumped up. So that is our page. All the animals were crying. So that is our page and that is our book. And they jumped into that book. So now she started the reading the grabbed another story here grabbed me